It is me. What am I gonna talk about? Probably just me. Shit. Um, let's see. Um, I always talk about the past. I'm always stuck in the past. I live in the past. I feel like all the time. It was so fun back then. Not that I don't have fun now. I'm just more serious now about everything. And I was so carefree when I was young, and all that good stuff. But you want to hear an exciting story? Okay, I will tell you. Okay. Um, when I was younger, I went to the fair. You know, there's a fair going on, and I went to the fair, and I took Michaela with me, my BFF. Or we actually do a thing. It's a love you like a sister. It's LALAS. That's what we call each other. But on another level, I took her to the fair with me. My brothers came, or just my one brother came, actually. I have two brothers, but just my one brother came. And, um, yeah. So we enjoyed the freaking fair. We ran all the rides, blah, blah, blah. It was getting late, and my mom came to pick us up, but me and Michaela weren't ready to go home. So I was like, we're just gonna stay a little bit longer. You come back and get us, or whatever. My mom agreed to it, and I was like, okay, sweet. And then it started getting late at night, and then we were still at the fair, and I was like, I think, like, something happened to, like, where, like, I thought we were not getting picked up, and I thought, oh, we're stuck at the fair, what are we gonna do, and shit. And I was like, oh, okay, well, we can walk home. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, we could walk home, but first off, we went to my grandma's to see if anyone was home there, and like no one was home at my grandma's. And then I was like, okay, no one's here at my grandma's, so what are we gonna do now? I was like, what are we gonna do now? And she's like, she didn't say anything, and I like talked us into walking home. And we started walking, which I don't know why. I guess my mom was on her way to get us, and we just didn't find each other or whatever. And so we started walking, and I used to live at a trailer park, and she used to live at a trailer park too, because we used to live next to each other. And so yeah, we started walking, and like a little far out of town, like there's a town, and a little far out of town is like a garage, and it's where my dad used to work all the time. And he would garden there and stuff, and just work on cars and just do recycle. He was a big recycler. So I think he still is. I don't know. But yeah, my real dad, not my stepdad. But anyways, my dad used to have a garage out there, and there used to be a van sitting there, and the door was always locked on the garage. But we went there first before we walked any further. We went there and changed our clothes because it was cold out, and my dad had like these uniform things from work that he would wear, so we put those on to keep us warm, and we started walking a little bit more. And then I'm visualizing in my head how far we have to walk, and we have to go down this big highway. It's like, I'm not going to say the name of the highway, but it's like a huge highway. and it's pretty long. So I'm like envisioning it in my head as we're walking down. I'm like, oh my God, Michaela, I do not want to walk down this highway. We're like 13 years old. We're young. I'm like, I do not. And we made it like pretty far. I mean, like, I want to say like a mile to 2 miles we made it. And then I was like, excuse me. And then I was like, no, we have to turn around. Like, this, we are not going down this fucking highway. Like, it is like epically like scary when you're young, and I'm like envisioning it, like I said. And I'm like, no, 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 we are not doing this. And then we turned back around. And at this point, I didn't know, but my mom called the cops because she thought she lost us. And she called Michaela's mom, got Michaela's mom like all worried and stuff and shit. And like, here we are. Cops been passing us, but I guess the description of our clothes had changed because we changed into something else. And then we sit down at like the beginning. We walk back to the fair because we're like, oh my God, because like I said, I envisioned it, and I was like, this walk is not going down. Like, we are not going to be able to make this walk happen. Like, I gave up halfway because I like envisioned it, and she was just going along with my ideas, to fucking walk back home, and excuse me. So yeah, and so then my mom had called the cops, and we had walked back to the fair, and we were in our just sitting at the front, and there was like a stop sign there too. We were sitting right by the stop sign at the front of the fair, and cops were going by and stuff. And they didn't say anything to us. They didn't ask us who we were, what we were doing, or anything like that. And then we seen Michaela's mom, okay? And then Michaela's mom picked us up and she's like, what the hell, girls? Blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. And then we had to go back to the sheriff's station, the police station, because it was a police station. But we had to go back to the police station, and they lectured us and shit about blah, 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 blah. But that was like the one time where my mother like thought she lost me, and like she was like hysterical, and yeah, it was one of my epic memories. Later on.